In this beautiful city of Asunción, I invite you all to stand up to hear the national anthem of the Paraguay Republic. Next, I will introduce to our dear distinguished representative of our honor table, where we start today, Dr. Dolena Mercer, co-president of the House Committee, Dr. Antonio Villa, co-host Dr. Claudia Franco, National Director of the National Directory for Intellectual Property, DINAPI Paraguay, Dr. Victor Manuel Petit, General Coordinator from the Commission of Great Major Events from the National Olympic Committee of Paraguay, Mr. Matias Mutinge, President of ASIPI. We thanks to the representatives here present from entities of the Paraguay host country, Fidel Troche, legal advisor of the Olympic National Committee of Paraguay, Cintia Layan, Pamela Cristaldo, director from Industry property intelligence. ASIPI President, Associated Honor President, members of the House Committee, representatives from Latin American Association for Intellectual Property, national delegates from our association, presidents, secretaries, coordinators, and members of the committees, commissions, programs, and work groups from ASIPI. Members of ASIPI, general public, ladies and gentlemen, now we welcome you again and thank you for being here. I would like to start with a special greetings to our sponsors, expositors, and media sponsor with this video. We want to appreciate our sponsor and media sponsors that join us in this event. Institutional sponsors,
Estados Unidos, Barno, Perú, PSIB, Becerril, Coca y Becerril, México, PKM Guatemala, Paraguay, Servini Monsuárez, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia y Anguila, Dalman Simpson, Brasil, Goodrich, Riquelme y Asociados AC, México, Rainbow, Bociñas y Teixeira, Brasil, Ideas IP, Centroamérica y el Caribe, Palacios Abogados, Guatemala, patrocinadores del evento, GHP Guanes, Heiseque y Piera, Paraguay, Pérez Guerrero LLC, Puerto Rico y Estados Unidos, Salomón y Asociados, Paraguay, Socio Académico, Universidad de New Hampshire Franklin Pierce School of Law, Estados Unidos. Asociaciones de apoyo, ABPI, Brasil, APAPI, Paraguay. Media Sponsors, CTC Legal Media, The Patent Lawyer, The Trademark Lawyer, Lex Latin, Marcasur, Northorns IP, The Global IP Magazine, The Women's IP World, The IP Tech and Innovation Services.
Next, we will call the members of the honor table to stand in the stage: Dr. Claudia Franco, Dr. Victor Petty, and Dr. Matias Muetti.
Posteriormente, invitamos.
Next, we invite the co-president of the House Committee, Drs. Lorena Merzan and Antonio Villa, to give us an opening remarks. Distinguished authorities, dear colleagues and friends from ASIPI, good morning and welcome to Asunción. It is an honor to receive you again in our city, Asunción. For the ones who are part of this committee, this is the month of work and a lot of illusion. When we know that Paraguay will be the host of this seminar, we believe the commitment to be in the standard of what this community deserves. We receive a ASIPI in our city, and it's a way to return the hospitality that each one of you have provided us in your countries. The ones who are part of this, from the event of this association, we know that the ASIPI is more than a professional forum, it's a family. It's a family that gets enriched every time that gets together and they build links that go beyond the professional exercise. We want this event to reflect who are we. Paraguay is a small country in the map, but very huge in the heart. We are a country with open doors. We share terere, this is a national beverage, and conversation that start with a handshake and ends with a friendship. We are a bilingual country, Guarani and Spanish lives in every conversation, in every street, in every family. This cultural mix is our greatest riches, and you're gonna find it in the music on the Paraguayan harp, in the flavor of our gastronomy, and in the smile that each one of you will receive during these days. And the moment that will reflect our integrity will be identity will be in the cocktail that was performed by the Paraguayan studies. We get together from the first moment with very enthusiasm to create a very Paraguayan experience, a typical San Juan party. This is our greatest culture tradition. This seminar was think as a space of exchange where we want the ideas to flow. We exchange ideas and leave a print so every day you can take advantage of this kind of conversation or dialogues. We believe that the connections that you are going to have in here transcends, and as well that the intellectual property should be a bridge between our countries. From the host committee, we appreciate the presence of everyone. We want to take a piece of Paraguay to remind the moments and the participation with your colleagues. And in Guarani, we have a word that say, "Ogawa," that means family, and that represents our way that we are. We treat as a family. We want to be always together, and we want you to feel this with our colleagues. And in Guarani, awe means thank you. So thank you very much. Thank you for your remarks, Lorena and Antonio, for the warm welcome to your country. We are very happy to be here. Next, we will give the microphone to the Dr. Claudia Franco. Thank you very much. Distinguished Matthias Betzinger, President of the International Association of Intellectual Property, AFIPI, dear Victor Petty, representative of the Paraguayan Olympic Committee, authorities of ASIPI, distinguished panelists, speakers, colleagues from the community of the intellectual property. Good morning. It's an honor for me to share with you this opening of this ASIPI Arena event, the intersection between the right, sport, and entertainment. As associate of ASIPI for many years, and today, and on permission to the exercise of the chair, I have a great honor, and I'm very happy to receive you in Asunción and see that Paraguay is the venue of this important regional encounter for intellectual property. For the ones who are part of this association, we know that these encounters not only are an academic agenda, there are spaces for exchanges, construction of intellectual and professional friendship, and a commitment from our regional staff to protect intellectual property. I congratulate the national delegates and the host committee for the excellent organization and the work performed to make possible this meeting here in Asunción. Thank you, ASIPI, to promoting this dialogue in a very particular relevant moment for our region. We are facing and on the door of huge sport events as the World Cup, FIFA World Cup, that just in a few days is gonna start the FIA World Rally Championship 2026 and the World Cup Female FIFA Championship 2027, among other events. Behind each one of these events, we have a huge amount of brands, patents, treatments, sponsorship, and audiovisual contents that make possible this development and sustainability. For a long time, sport has been seen as a competition and entertainment as a expression of artistic expression or cultural expression, but nowadays both are global industry with huge economic impact, social and cultural, sustained by the intangible assets. Behind every sport competition, behind every musical show or broadcasting or digital platform, we find brands, trademark registration, sponsorship contracts, and new ways of commercial exploit that require legal framework that should be modern and effective. These spaces, the intellectual property, has an important role. Not only protects the creativity and innovation, but generates value, increase investment, and threaten business model, and contributes to that artists, athletes, creators, and organizations can develop in a sustainable way their activities. At the same time, we face new challenges that are more complex. The digitalization, new technologies, artificial intelligence, streaming platform, and the global broadcasting of content make us think again our legal framework tools and our protection strategies. That's why spaces like this are very important and allow us to exchange experiences, analyze trends, share good practices, and build solid answers to the challenges that we have in a constant transformation environment. From the DINAPI Paraguay, we reaffirm our commitment to contribute a culture for the respect of the intellectual property and to threaten the mechanism that allow the innovation, talent, sport continue being the engine for the social development, economic and cultural social development. I'm sure that the conversation that you're gonna have during this day will make this comprehension of this topic more fruitful and will contribute to strengthen the relationship between institutions, organizations, and professionals that aim the same goal: value from the acknowledgement, creativity, and the human talents. Because if we had something in common between the sport, the entertainment, and property, and intellectual property, is that three of them are born from the human talent. And when we protect that talent, we protect the innovation, creativity, and opportunities for the development for our countries. With that spirit, I wish you a great day, a great stay in Paraguay, and the best of the success to ASIPI in this arena. Thank you very much. Awija.
Muchas gracias, doctora.
Thank you, Doctora Franco. Next, we will give the microphone to Dr. Manuel Pecci. Good morning, everyone. Authorities, distinguished guests, special guests, welcome to Asunción. Before anything, I would like to appreciate the invitation of the ASIPI authorities to be part of this important seminar. It's a privilege to carry on this in my great country, Paraguay. I was a former tennis player. I spent most of my life on the court representing Paraguay in the most important event globally. And I told you on that time, you may think you won the matches not to protect your images, but on the time you understand that the name, the trajectory of an athlete has a true value, and that value needs legal protection. Without this protection, anyone can take advantage of what you were building with years of job and sacrifice. So I'm very pleased to have spaces like this where the right and the sport encounters. Now I have the honor to be the general coordinator of the commission with big major events from the Olympic Committee of Paraguay. So with this honor, I am telling you that organize this in Paraguay requires more than infrastructure, requires trust, and this is built with solid legal framework. Paraguay advanced with the law of the sport events that protects the sponsor of the great and major international sport events, and this provide the guarantees that they need to support the sport. Without sponsor, we will not have major events, and without this, the sport does not have the necessary investment of funds to continue increasing. So welcome to this Arena ASIPI 2026. We hope that this dialogue is going to be very exciting like a tennis match. And thank you very much.
Muchas gracias, doctor.
Thank you very much. To finish, I will give the floor to our president, Dr. Matthias Neidler. Good morning, distinguished members of the honor table, distinguished authorities, local, international, former chairs, ASIPI associates, and general audience. I welcome you to this seminar. I am very happy to be here. When I knew that I was going to be the ASIPI chairman and that this would be my first event as president, the truth is that I was very joyful. I have a deep affection for this people, for this country, for its people, for all the people here. And it came to mind at that time, and I want to share this with you, those of you that were there when I took office in Buenos Aires. I told them an anecdote of what my first contact with intellectual property was. It was a case in Argentina that I heard of when I was a child. But before that, at the end of the 70s, I made a trip by car with my family. We went all the way to Asunción from Buenos Aires. We traveled for several days in a Ford Falcon station wagon, and I have a very strong image in my mind. It not only stayed with me, but with the entire family. It's an anecdote that we still remember to this day, and it was reaching the house of Hugo Verkemeyer in San Bernardino, and having seen Hugo's car that got our attention as children. And me and my brothers, we were 5, 7, and 3 years old. We ran around the car singing, "This is Hugo's car, this is Hugo's car." That's a family's anecdote that is still present until this day, and it connected me to Dr. Hugo Verkemeyer, historical leader in intellectual property in Paraguay. So this is a legacy, an indisputable legacy that we see here, and he was a person that was very important because I remember that he followed me throughout my career, and even when I participated in events, when I came to Buenos Aires, he was a very warm person and well-liked. And so that was my first contact with intellectual property, because I met him, and I have that memory as well. I remember that moment perfectly. And that's a personal anecdote, but I wanted to share that with you because it was the first thing that came to mind when I knew that I was going to be here in this position in this country. So I want to talk to you about 3 issues. First, I would like to start with the last 6 months. What happened? These are small milestones that we had. We started in Buenos Aires, and now we have 6 months of work so far. And I must tell you that the truth is I was very pleased, very comfortable. I was surprised. Well, I wasn't surprised because I already knew it, but the level of commitment that this association has, its associates, the authorities, and it's truly impressive. And this also motivates yourself to improve and search in deep places to have strength, be on top of each project that we back up, because the truth is that membership in ASIPI creates that, at least in its leaders, and it motivates me a lot. And it is truly, and I see that we understand that this is an activity that is pro bono. It's a voluntary work, but it does have an incidence in our main activity that teaches us and makes us better leaders. I would like to thank, obviously, all the membership, the executive committee, and obviously the Paraguayan group, because I had the possibility to do my first official visit. I was with Claudia and Dinapi in March, and the truth is that I found myself with a very committed group. I already knew how it was. I knew the Paraguayan group already. It's a group that's made up by professionals, very well-trained professionals with passion and impressive grit. Behind each ASIPI project, there's always an associate, a Paraguayan associate that's involved that generates a lot of admiration. But when I saw what they were preparing, and and the passion that they were putting into the seminar, I had no doubt that this would be spectacular. It gives me a lot of peace of mind. And in the last months, we have been working on this, and I must congratulate Tony and Lore, Rack, and all the national delegates as well, and the entire group in general, working closely together, and it was very impressive. As I said, I was very pleased back then, and that my first event was going to be in Asunción, and it's fulfilling all my expectations.
El segundo punto que quería destacar es
The second point I wanted to talk about is that Paraguay as a country is a country that's growing the most in the region. It's a country that is establishing clear rules and setting an economic road, and it has authorities that follow a line of thought. It doesn't change. It doesn't come and go. They're all following the same direction, and that's a result that can be seen. And the GDP growth of over 5%, far above the region, very constant. The average with the best business environment, according to the Sutilio Vargas organization. And we were seated at Commonwealth yesterday. We were at the inaugural cocktail. I would like to congratulate you for that as well. It was very impressive. We saw the museum. We were looking for our favorite jerseys, looking at our teams, the pictures, and it came to mind that situations that sometimes happen when in the Libertadores Cup, suddenly you say, well, on this team, Rio Platense, for example, a small team, Juan was asking me, what about Platense? Didn't they play Peñarol? And I said, no, well, that's a team that is near where I live, at River, my club, and they fight, they're organized, and they're playing Peñarol. We'll see what happens. And, well, I don't know if I need to say this, but what I told the Chilean yesterday was, well, Peñarol was left out and Platense went ahead. So sometimes organized with strength, with grit, with common bearing, they achieve objectives, and teams and countries as well take on a very important role in the spotlight. Distinguished role. So that's an anecdote, a football metaphor, if you will, just to tell you that I have a strong admiration for Paraguay. And you know what happens to me as well is that I see the reflection of our local group, of what our local group is generating. The INAPI as well, that is always one of the entities that, one of the authorities that collaborates the most with us. that pays the most attention to us, that always join our projects. Obviously, because of the initiatives of our group, this happens as well. But what I see is that they are the most active. They are the ones that receive our initiatives, that hear us the most. And I think that is so. Our connection with Paraguay, with Paraguayans, is a true reflection of what happens with the country itself. We are getting record investments. We have a very good climate environment. We have investors from all over the world. A lot of Argentinian businessmen are choosing Paraguay over Argentina. That's the truth. Argentina is the opposite. We always change. We take one direction, then change it to another. And in the end, having a clear north and clear ideas in the long run creates results. And Paraguay is an example of this. And to end, to talk about the academic program, we propose, with the theme of this year, the Intellectual Property Day, we have a scenario for studies and debate on copyright law and in the sports and other. We have very interesting panels. Congratulations, Ricardo Fizer, who's in charge of the programs. We have very good panelists that will be there. I truly recommend that you stay for the panels and follow this, because it's an excellent opportunity to learn and gain valuable experiences from the business, sports, to see which way marketing can have a negative impact on sporting events. Also, and how this protects athletes' rights, club rights, institutions. Also, we have the purchasing and negotiation of broadcasting rights and protection of these transmissions against pirating, designs. So in the end, there's a series of different subjects that are very rich, and I think that this will entertain us and will also educate us. Something that what I wanted to say in the beginning was a sporting reference. Victor Pecci was a finalist in Roland Garros in 1999 and a semifinalist in 81. I heard everyone with people were sending pictures that they were at the Roland Garros watching games, and this year we saw Fonseca and what the Brazilian youth is doing. We're looking at what the people are doing in tennis. We have a legend here. We have a finalist from that tournament. We're seeing it here with us. So now they're going to the semifinals, or the quarterfinals, and Fonseca's talking about that. And I would like to ask for an applause for Victor, because he is a legend, and it's an honor to have you here, Victor. And that's all, I think. Sports, obviously, in general, tennis as well, but in general, it's played as a team. Everyone is important, everyone is relevant, and perhaps us being here, the ASIPI team, the collaborators, the staff, the executive committee, the hosting group, and everyone that contributes, the committees, everyone from everywhere contributes to logistics, to all prior activities that were carried out during this week. And now we have academia as well. We have a large collaboration with our organization with them. And so I wish you the best success for everyone. I hope you enjoyed the seminar. I thank you very much for being here and listening to me. And I ask you to please stay and honor the efforts of everyone that have participated. And tonight, well, we will enjoy the hospitality of our hosts in a very nice party from the local office. I thank you very much for being here, for your support, and I felt very well accompanied during these last months. And once again, thank you very much to everyone, especially to the hosts. Thank you.
Con las palabras.
These were the words of our president, and we now conclude the inaugural ceremony for this seminar. Shortly, we will present the welcoming video to Asunción.
We invite the members of the honor table to take their seats in the room. Now we are going to have our first panel of the day, Architecture of Broadcasting Right of the FIFA World Cup, CONMEBOL Libertadores, CONMEBOL Sudamericana, and CONMEBOL Copa America, ownership, licenses, and sub-licenses. Thank you for joining us, and we hope that you will enjoy this panel.